Thank you very much. Welcome back to our Back to School Week on the show, where we deal with a lot of topics that lead back to school. It's the end of the first week for the kids here. I want to focus on what was on the news the other day I saw. It was here in the Bluff that they were handing out a good school lunch. Like a typical salad. And the new lunches were getting rare reviews. Getting rare reviews from students from the early in the school year. And that seemed okay for the Flower Bluff kids, but don't get your hopes in a bunch. I mean, we've got people who are getting in their cars, going to food places. Like I said last time, it's a big safety issue for all students. We don't want no one getting hurt. And we got like a good salad, breadstick, sketty, milk, all that stuff. Good stuff. I mean, and for the good people at the Flower Bluff Nutrition, I'd have to give them a great credit. If I was at that lunch, I'd just go down, give them a thumbs up, and say, "Great job, guys. You guys did great." And they even did a viral TikTok. And this was even a viral TikTok from them. Like a good sketty. That was when they decided to go on social media and do this. And this was a great lunch, I tell you what. And even if I was there, I would have tried it myself. I mean, like I said before, if you don't like the school lunch, don't eat it. But I give kudos to the Flower Bluff Nutrition Team Central Kitchen for doing their part. If you're going to do your part, I might as well do my part. And thanks to those students for supporting that thumbs up for their TikTok video. Now on to a more very serious thing. As you may have heard, if you were in Tennessee, you may have heard that they're issuing mask mandates for the people, and there was really a protest going on. Which brings us to the question: if people are vaccinated, should we mandate people wear masks again for this year? Well, after looking at that protest from yesterday, the answer is absolutely not. Absolutely not. Meaning there was all these people out there protesting the mask mandate, and it was all over Twitter. And it happened, and it was all over high school. It was all over those high school board meetings. So that led me to believe they don't like the idea of masking their kids, even though they're vaccinated. So let's take a look at this.
Emotions are running high at school board meetings across the USA over masks. Mask mandates are touching raw nerves everywhere.
Actions have consequences. If you vote for this, we will come for you in a non-violent way. You do not have the legal authority to issue a mandate. These parents aren't putting a mask on their children, and if you try to force us to do so, I know I personally will sue, and anyone else here who will join me, please show a check.
Asking you to implement a temporary mask mandate, at least until every student has had the opportunity to be vaccinated against COVID-19.
And when the school board in Williamson County, Tennessee, voted to temporarily require the face coverings, there was a heated reaction. The tension continued outside.
We know who you are. We know who you are. You can leave freely, but we will find you, and we know who you are.
Michael Miller is the driver who found himself surrounded. He had spoken at the meeting in favor of masks.
All I want to do is go home to my family and my kids. I'm a parent. I'm not a doctor.
The wild scenes even caught President Biden's attention.
I saw a video and reports from Tennessee of protesters threatening doctors and nurses who were before a school board making the case that to keep kids safe, there should be mandatory masks.
Local school board meetings are usually sedate, even boring, but not these days, and not just over masks. Across the country, they're becoming the frontline battleground in the culture wars. This was the scene at the school board in Loudoun County, Virginia, during a public comment session on racial and transgender issues.
You need to be arrested!
Jennifer Jenkins sits on the Brevard County School Board in Florida. She says her own home was targeted.
It gets pretty heated.
Well, we have to keep kids safe, and for those who disagree with me, go take it somewhere else, but don't be coming involved in my house and protesting this and that or the other. I understand you don't want to vaccinate your kids, you want them to be safe in your own way. That's not the way to go. You have to keep your child safe from COVID, and to do that, you get yourself vaccinated. I got vaccinated twice, and I felt okay. I'm still feeling okay. After a week, I still felt fine. After a couple days with a feverish and all that stuff, I still felt okay. Am I still safe? Yes. That's because I got vaccinated. Now I'm able to walk around everywhere mask-free, but I still have to have a mask in my pocket just in case. And if you go to work, they still apply the mask mandate. And threatening nonviolent learning, that's just assault. We don't need that happening. Still ahead, more on our back to school week, especially dressing out. Even running in the halls. Stay with us. By the way, going to that video I just played for you earlier, saying actions and consequences. I agree. I agree with that man saying choose behavior, choose consequences. But, going back to the other one, there was an update from a former Disney Channel star who gave a rant, so why don't we take a look at that? So why don't we take a look at that rant that this former Disney Channel star gave?
Dramatic video of a school board meeting on mask mandates descending into chaos is being seen around the world.
You can leave freely, but we will find you, and we know who you are.
We're now learning that one anti-masker at the meeting in Tennessee is a former Disney star.
My name's Lee Allen Baker, and I'm a California refugee.
Lee Allen Baker starred in the Disney Channel sitcom Good Luck Charlie for 4 seasons.
I'm so glad we're friends again.
She also had roles in The King of Queens and other sitcoms.
Where's Doug?
She told the board what made her move from California to Tennessee.
I gave up everything there, a really successful Hollywood career, television shows, gave it all up for freedom.
Her anti-masker stance raised the roof.
There are these books that I have, and I have them as a gift for you. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Federalist Papers, and also the Bible. And these guarantee my freedom and yours and our children's to breathe oxygen.
As chaos erupted, she was seen storming out.
I agree. But throwing the Constitution out there, I mean, that's a good sign to throw the Constitution on there. Yeah, the original man is all created equal, but it's all about keeping the child safe and making sure they don't get the COVID exposure. So what I recommend for all school boards is to issue an option for the child to wear the mask. That way parents can understand and look at it and say, okay, so, okay, if I do this, then if I have the option for my child, then they can be more safe, right? But those rules, if you're not vaccinated, you wear the mask. If your child has been vaccinated, then you wear the mask. That's why all those signs are out there. Try to understand that. We have to be safe. There's a new Delta variant coming. It's getting really bad. I'll have that for you in our premiere week in September. During our back to school week, this is all about dressing out. So PE coaches, I want you to pull up a chair right now. I'll wait. I mean, this is an issue that I've been seeing when I was in PE. I've seen this. I've seen it. I mean, we're talking about dressing out. It's just simple. If you're required of a PE credit, then you're required of a PE credit. What that means is you have to dress out every day of the week, Monday through Friday, every day. It's that simple. It's not rocket science, everyone, to be dressing out. Just a basic t-shirt, shorts, and closed-toed shoes. That's it. No pajamas, no sweatpants, no jeans, no flip-flops, no cowboy boots, none of that. Those are what get you a bad grade in PE. And if you get a failing grade in PE, the only reason for that is because you don't like dressing out. You're not comfortable with shorts. I mean, look at me right now. Look at me. I'm comfortable in shorts. Do you see me walking around every day in PE with pants on? Absolutely not. You know why? I'm comfortable in shorts. I love wearing shorts. I've been wearing shorts every day, even if it was cold. Too cold, I wear my jeans and boots. That is the main issue I have with all you guys who want to sit over there and say, I'm not dressing out. I don't feel comfortable in shorts. If you're not comfortable in shorts, then you're basically saying, give me an F. I'm not dressing out anymore. And then when parents schedule a conference with your PE teacher, it's going to be the same thing. Well, Tim said he wasn't comfortable in shorts, this and that. And then, is this true? It's like, yes, it is. It's like, well, he just likes wearing pants. And all of them going to come to the conclusion like, well, we have a policy which says, we have a policy here that specifically states that if you don't wear this, then you're going to get a failing grade. Disciplinary action will be taken. I mean, office referrals can happen. We have to make sure that we dress out every day and get a good PE grade, especially if it goes for ROTC. Which brings us to our flashback break. As you recall, back in 2019, I talked to you guys about a story about a Flav kid who refused to cut his hair because he was out of uniform. And so, what the ROTC instructor did was cut off his hair. And then the dad came in and was like, what happened? And this is what happened. And so, no, there was no permission for that. They said they were investigating this, and after a year of this, then after a year, there was no investigation. but we still don't know who cut the hair. I've been trying to get answers, and I'm still looking for the answers, but we still don't know. That's why it's important to find the answer. Everyone has an answer to the questions, and not every question has an answer. It's like, we don't want to talk about it, we don't want to discuss it, we don't want to discuss it in the media, we don't want people getting their own idea. It's like, of course I understand, but we have to make sure that we get what we have to get what we want. And when I start to understand that, there's more we return. Now to an issue I know I've talked about in the very first season, and that's running in the halls. You don't ever run in the hallway. You could cause an accident. It's an accident safety issue. So I'm not gonna play you a video, but what I am gonna do is give you my take on this. I hate to see people running in the halls because they're late. Just walk fast, pace walk. Even if your class was on the other side of the school, don't be running in the hallways. It's not right. No excuses. No freaking excuse at all to be running in the halls. I never run in the hallways. I never even if I did run in the hall, I would feel sorry for that student who I just pushed and shoved during that time. And I would say I'm sorry, this and that, and yeah, that's what I do. There's even new traffic going on, even if you live in Skidmore. And here in the Bluff also. If you live in the Bluff, trying to pick up your kids from school, or trying to drop off your kids from school, you know traffic's worse. I mean, where I'm at, traffic is worse on Purdue. If you live on Purdue, close to ECC, you would know it's worse. And even board member James Crenshaw was like directing traffic. Even though he's not a traffic director. I mean, they've installed on Waldron 6 crosswalk buttons, like the ones you see out on a corner of Ennis Johnson and SPID. That's good, but it's not going to help traffic. But the weekends are good with no traffic, and weekdays are worse. Basically, traffic is worse. I would tell you alternative routes, but I'm not going to do that. I think you already know. We just have to keep the ball rolling here so that every parent can pick up their child and bring them safely home so that this won't happen again. I also want to talk about now to focus in on what I've been wanting to talk about forever. Focusing on dress code, focusing on fighting, focusing on those mask mandates. Your grades. As you recall, I talked to you guys about no pass, no play. Well, your grades. Parents, you have to make sure your child goes to school a lot and making sure that they pass their classes. Math, science, English, history, whatever. As a parent, your child's going to be held accountable for their grades. So if they fail the test, their grade's going to suffer. So, try to understand, your grades are very, very important. Take grades very, very seriously here. I mean, we have to make sure that they're passing their classes, and if they fail their classes, they're gonna have they're basically gonna have to take summer school. We don't want that to happen. Which brings us to summer school. I mean, I went to summer school 2 times. Once in the 5th grade, second time after my junior year because I failed my U.S. history test. It's just basically somewhere you go to for like a few weeks to help pass your class. I mean, I was only there for like weeks until senior year started, and I passed my test and I graduated. Try to understand that. Finally, I want to point out one other thing. I mean, cheating. It's one of the dumbest things you can get with. I mean, cheating is wrong. No cheating. Even have to play you a PSA to tell you no cheating, which I'm going to do right now. You would get the message. No cheating. Cheaters never win. You can't be cutting around corners by cheating. It's just a 45-second video, 35-second video for one.
Alright class, hope you studied for your quiz. Now's a good time, as always, I'm going to remind you of how I feel about academic dishonesty. Please keep your eyes on your own paper.
Exactly.
You may begin.
Oh man, I didn't study.
Where's Sal?
He's at Nancy's.
Ooh, shit.
Matt, what's this?
It's nothing.
What are you doing?
I'm not, nothing. I'm just taking my test.
This is cheating. You look up for yourself. This is cheating. You're cheating. This is cheating.
Even though that was funny, it still taught us a valuable lesson. No cheating. You can't get ahead by cutting corners. Even if you were to find videos on how to cheat without getting caught, they would still catch you. Try to understand, cheating is wrong. If you cheat, sometimes it just be offenses. 0 on the test, 0 for the course, parents have to be phone called. That's the whole thing. Try to understand, we have to make sure that we don't cheat on tests. Back after this. Our back to school continues. Tomorrow is our final day by looking at not being tardy, ditching class, and using vending machines while in school, and also stealing. So look for those on our final day of the back to school week. That's Give Me a Break Saturday, and that's all for this edition of Give Me a Break Friday. We'll see you again for Give Me a Break Saturday night with loads of back to school topics. Good night.